Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite nude lipsticks. Nude is by far the #1 most requested shade from my makeup clients. It's so popular, so trendy, and yet classic. But finding the right nude can feel just as overwhelming, just as complicated as trying to find the right red. There are so many different shades available with different undertones, and there's probably a smidge more pressure because this is the kind of lipstick that you're going to want to wear every day or at least more often, so you want to make sure it looks good on you. Now, in terms of undertone, it's really going to be up to your personal preference. I tend to lean towards more pink, more peachy nudes. I rarely wear any brown-based nudes, so keep that in mind, but these lipsticks are all lipsticks that I wear constantly. I highly recommend, and I'm always applying at work on my clients. I have these in no particular order, but I am going to start with 4 lipsticks from Chanel, and there were others that I could have added to the bunch, but I just wanted to stick with the 4 that I've been using the most recently, and they are 4 different formulas. So the first is a lipstick that I've mentioned a lot on my channel. It is 402 of the Rouge Coco lipsticks. This one is called Adrian. So this is the perfect light peachy nude. It goes on really creamy. It doesn't have a matte finish. It's truly a traditional creamy lipstick. It's not incredibly long wearing, however, it is more hydrating. And I find that this lipstick just looks beautiful on everybody. I apply this all the time at work. Whenever clients say that they're looking for a perfect everyday nude lipstick, Adrian number 402 just about always does the trick. Next up is number 62 Libra. This is one of the Rouge Allure Velvet. So this has a matte finish, and this is a deeper nude. It reminds me a lot of Tender Beige, which is one of the longwear lipsticks that I used to wear constantly. I finished it. I haven't replaced it just yet because I have so many nude lipsticks that I love, but that is one of my favorites. It really kind of pains me not to include it on the list, so I'm glad I went ahead and mentioned it. But if you're somebody who, for whatever reason, doesn't like a liquid lipstick, this is basically the same shade but in a tube. This is the Rouge Allure Velvet, the original. It's not a Velvet Extreme, so it's not too matte or too drying. It still will feel hydrating on the lips and still have like a creamy slip to it, which is kind of nice. It keeps the lipstick comfortable. This is going to be a little bit longer wearing than the 402 Adrian, but the color is just a little bit deeper. This is probably the only brown nude that I have, and it still has a little bit of pink to it as well. This next lipstick is a little bit newer. So this is one of the Le Rouge Crayon de Couleur Matte Longwear lipsticks. This is 257 Discretion, which of course I've worn so much on my channel. I believe this is something that they came out with last fall, and they had already had the Jumbo Crayon, which was more of a creamy longwear lipstick, and then this is the matte version. But again, like most Chanel matte lipsticks, it's not super matte. On the one hand, it's not going to give you that same effect of like a true flat matte look, but it doesn't feel drying. So for me, that's the perfect trade-off because I don't really need it to be so matte looking. I'd rather it feel comfortable. So these just kind of roll up, and it's supposed to be something that you can use as a lip liner as well as a lipstick. I find that I don't really get that crisp line from it, but I really love the formula. I think it's kind of cool that it's in the crayon, it's retractable, it's just very easy to throw in your bag. And this is a nice soft pinky nude. The color itself is so beautiful. Last but certainly not least, in the Chanel lipsticks, this is Darling Pink. It is one of the long wears, and you can see it's in a round tube, so this is a little bit old, but I still had it on hand. I've gone through so many of these long wear lipsticks. It is by far my favorite lipstick formula from Chanel. It's what I show people most often because regardless of what type of finish or what shade you're looking for, just about everybody wants a lipstick that they can throw on and not have to worry about. And these are truly the most comfortable longwear lipsticks. You have the liquid lipstick on one side, the gloss on the other. It's not necessarily going to stay glossy, but the gloss helps keep it comfortable. And Darling Pink is pink, but I still consider this a kind of nudie pink because it is so light. So if you're somebody who is very fair and you want something that just has a touch of color, this would be perfect. Light rose is another one that's very popular, but that's going to be a deeper, rosier pink than Darling Pink, which to me is a little bit more of a pinky nude. But these are beautiful. This is something that you could easily wear on your wedding day. You could throw on with any outfit. It could be a great everyday lipstick. And it's so nice because you put it on in the morning, you can have coffee, you can eat lunch, and you don't have to worry about it. And I've never had an issue with these bleeding either. So if that's something that bothers you or you have to worry about, these lipsticks are great. This next lipstick is from Dior. It is one of the Rouge Dior liquid lipsticks in the shade 427. It is the lipstick that I'm wearing today, and it's something that you've probably seen before on my channel. I love this lipstick because I think the color is so natural. So this is the type of lipstick that if you're doing a really dramatic smoky eye or jewel-toned makeup look and you want something incredibly neutral, this would be it. It's still, I think, a pinky peachy nude, but whenever I look in the mirror or look in the viewfinder, I can tell I have lipstick on, of course, but it's not that far off from my natural lip color. So for me, this is probably the most natural. Just like the Chanel, they are incredibly long wearing and they're also very comfortable. So it doesn't dry down the same way that the long wear lipsticks from Chanel do. And of course, those do have the gloss on the other side to keep them comfy. But it does stay sort of creamy and maintain a little bit of slip, so it never looks cracked or dry because it is a matte finish, like most liquid lipsticks. But it is very beautiful, and I think that this is probably one of my top favorite nudes. If I had to slash this list in half, this would still make it in the top half. Next up is a lipstick from YSL. This is one of their Rouge Per Couture, which has the beautiful gold packaging. This is the shade number 70. I believe it's called Le Nude. This is something that I've worn again before here on my channel, and a lot of these will probably look very familiar to you, but this is one of my absolute favorite nudes. It is very similar to 402 Adrian in that it's just a very universal shade. Whenever people ask me what nude I recommend, I kind of go between the two because they just look the best on the most amount of people. It's creamy, it's again not necessarily long wearing, but it's going to be hydrating. Like a lot of the YSL lip products, it has that mango butter, so it feels very nourishing. It feels very nourishing to the lips as well, and it's just a beautiful pinky nude that's very soft. These next two I would consider to be darker nude shades. So the first one is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of their Matte Revolution, I believe, lipsticks. It's in the shade Bond Girl, which I love the name. But you can see this is definitely a darker color, but depending on your skin tone, it could be more of a natural nude on you. For me, it's a little bit deeper. It almost has a brownish cranberry undertone to it, but it's a very unique color. I love how different it is. I don't have anything like it. And the packaging, I mean, Charlotte Tilbury in her rose gold, it's just so darn beautiful. This is not a long wear lipstick, and that would be my one complaint about this particular one, is just that I feel like I have to reapply quite often. But the shade is so beautiful and it feels really comfortable, so no other complaints besides that, and the name is really cool. The next on the darker nude scale is this one from NARS. It's one of their liquid lipsticks. It is called American Woman. It's the Power Matte Lip Pigment. So these are so long wearing. Complete opposite of the Charlotte Tilbury. These will last very long time. They're incredibly liquidy, so you do have to be careful whenever you're applying. If you open up the tube, you don't want to accidentally spill out any of the product. But the shade range is beautiful. The names are really cool. They're kind of like 80s, 90s rock songs, I believe. And this is a more mauve-y nude. It's definitely deeper, but again, depending on your skin tone and your personal preference, this could be more of a natural shade on you. I think it oxidizes down a little bit darker, but it still has one of these very neutral, very wearable, very everyday looks. So this could be something that you could just throw in your bag and, you know, could wear it all the time. Somehow I managed to end with the final lipstick being the lightest shade of the bunch. This one is from Lancome. It has this really cute pop-out packaging similar to the Rouge Allure from Chanel, and it's in the shade 202 Nuit et Jour. It's one of the L'Absolu Rouge lipsticks. So this does have a sheer formula, but it is the perfect, soft, very nudie nude. So if you're somebody who has watched this video, you've gone through every lipstick and ruled them all out, this would still be something that you should consider because it's beautiful on everybody. You can see it's incredibly pale, but because it's more sheer, it's very hydrating and just beautiful for those days where you want a little something on your lips, but perhaps you don't want lip gloss, you still prefer a lipstick. This would be beautiful, and it does have a slight peachiness, a slight pink tone, but it is definitely more of a nudie nude lipstick. And that completes my favorite nude lipsticks video, so thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me any of your comments, your questions down below. I want to hear from you guys what your favorite nude lipstick is. Of course, I will be linking all of these products and everything that I used today on my face down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe.